All right. So nice to have you.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
So you were, you were saying you were telling a little bit about yourself and about where you're from and what you're up to.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So trying to learn a little bit more production. Just because I would eventually love to use that with films and just using visuals as well, because I think I'm a musician, but I also really appreciate visual art and films. So I would be interested to use music for that eventually. So this is a good place to start, I think.
But mainly you write your own music and sing it and compose, right? You're a singer-songwriter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I've also done some work for some other people, like writing songs for other people and that kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay. And you've been in Berlin for how long? A year and a half, you said?
A year and a half, yeah.
And you moved from South Africa?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So you want to say maybe a little bit about the project you offered for Framed? What are you up to?
Yes. So the project that I'm doing for Framed is based on a documentary that Nqeto is making. She's from Brazil, and it's based on kind of samba and the Afro-Brazilian community and how they influenced what we know as samba and the music that we know as carnival today. So it focuses on a particular community of like cultural workers and musicians based in Rio. So yes, that is the project, and I am going to help with the soundtrack. In essence, we've got a lot of audio footage that they took when they shot some of the footage in Rio, even some music from some of the cultural workers and musicians in that community. So my job is to kind of listen to all of the audio and to kind of enhance it and use it for the film. So whether that is, at the moment, I've been thinking about the process of how I want to do this whole thing, just because obviously I'm not a Brazilian. So the first thing is like a lot of research, I think. Me and the director are friends, and we've been communicating for the last year and a half and talking about this project. So and we've learned a lot about each other's communities, and part of the interesting thing is the similarities between South Africa and Brazil as well, like just in terms of culture and music. But yeah, I'm doing some research on Brazil, trying to read up on samba and listen to a whole lot of the music there, and as well as listening to the audio footage that we've got. And then the plan would be to take out snippets of the audio footage and either add in some percussions, add in some of my own vocals, or also just synths and that kind of more production style stuff, just because the footage that we have from Brazil is very raw. And all organic instruments.
Or like what? The quality of sound is raw, or like just?
Oh, I just mean raw in the sense like it's very organic. So it's a lot of street sounds, but also like people playing drums on the street. It's not nothing. None of it is like studio produced or anything like that. Okay. So the aim is that I would take that footage and either make songs out of it or add some ambient sounds, add a little bit more production to the sounds that they give me. So yes, and then hopefully we'll have a soundtrack down the line.
Be a soundtrack of the movie, of the documentary.
Yes. Yeah.
What made, I don't know, I'm curious, what made the director approach you, you're not a Brazilian, and take Brazilian music and somehow, like what?
Put it together. Yeah. We'd been speaking about it for, like I mentioned, she'd been telling me about the project for the last year or so. And I mentioned my interest in Brazil, but also in becoming to write music more for film. And I've seen a lot of the footage, so it feels like from the beginning I was quite involved in the process of the documentary itself. And so we were just having a conversation, and she thought, also because she would like to promote women of color and people of color within the certain industry, she kind of took a risk, and she said, here's this project, and I would love for you to try and do the music.
Yeah. Were you there in the shootings or in the recordings in Brazil?
No, unfortunately not. Hopefully that'll be in the pipeline, because I would love to obviously meet the other musicians as well. I also think it's proximity, like me being here in Berlin and having access to funding, first of all, but also like rehearsal spaces and studio spaces, whereas the musicians of the film are not here, they're in Brazil.
Yeah.
It's more of like a communication and me wanting to treat if done with respect and keep it as obviously. Yeah.
And the director, you said she's a Brazilian? Or he, right?
Yes, she is Afro-Brazilian. She actually grew up in Rio, in the favelas. So it is passion. It's very much close to home for her. Yeah.
And currently she's in Brazil or in Berlin?
She's in Berlin. She's actually going back to Brazil in about 2 weeks, I think, to go shoot some other stuff. But yeah, she's in Berlin.
Okay. And you have a specific like working time frame for the next coming month? I mean, what do you want to achieve like in the next
Yes.
week? Yeah.
Yes, but unfortunately, coronavirus has made some things difficult. Like I've ordered a couple of books. Like I told you, I need to do a lot of research, and also stuff like some music equipment that has not yet arrived, which is making it a little bit difficult. So we'll see how that goes in terms of my workflow. I had a whole idea of how I would structure each week, and that doesn't seem like it's going to work now. So I think I will be doing everything from listening to the music. This week I have been listening to a lot of the footage, just to make some selections of things that I think I could use. Some of it is just drums, some of it is poetry, like someone speaking a poem in Portuguese. Some of it is some of the music that the band in Rio has created. So yes, this week has just been listening to a lot of audio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I am, I look forward to hear what's evolving next week, and then to be in touch. If you feel like, if you have anything you would like to share or post, on your website. I mean, I don't know, maybe recordings from there or something you make. Send it to me and we'll upload it.
Okay, yeah, I will do that. I will probably, because the most important thing I'm waiting for is a microphone. So once that arrives, I will be able to actually do a lot more vocal work and be able to share something. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'll talk to you next week. Thank you for the talk.
Thank you. Thanks, Ahar.
Touch.
Speak to you soon. Bye.
Bye.